So welcome to Crypto Kid Podcast. I'm here in Toronto, Miami, here with my special guest. He's into skating and he's also Ukrainian. He did some nightclubs. Lev, why don't you give an introduction of yourself and your company and how you got started in the cryptocurrencies?
Sure. Well, I'm from Ukraine. My name's Lev. I've been here for the last 6 years. I was a nightclub owner before. I opened 8 nightclubs, international nightclub franchise. So that's what I was doing before the war started in 2014. Russia annexed Crimea. This is when I slowly started building into tech. My first tech company was called Check-in Bar. It's a social media marketing tool for bigger companies. Take a selfie in the bar, and puts the logo of the bar that you're in the photo and the logo of the drink that you want to get. And that picture goes on your social media. Liquor companies pay for the drink.
Okay.
Because it just promoted the drink with your face. Actually, the guy who was before on the podcast, Mark Chase, he was my partner.
Oh, nice.
We did this together in New Orleans. Yeah, we worked with all the major liquor companies. And then I started an accelerator for startups in hospitality tech. Together with 500 Startups Accelerator from Silicon Valley, with University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Caesars Entertainment, Win, and many others. So it was a physical hospitality tech accelerator for startups until COVID. And then when COVID started, there was hospitality went on pause. So all I was doing was eating at Venice Beach and participating in the Venice skate park. And this is when I came up with what I'm doing now.
Awesome. So, what exactly is your company doing with the skating industry?
Yeah, so we started as a Patreon kind of for skaters. So my basic idea was that, when I was growing up, I didn't want to do anything but skating. I wanted this to be my job. This was the thing that made me happy more than anything else. And there was no way for me to monetize that love and the skill that I had, even though I had a lot of amazing content and it would have been popular if we had social media back then. But now we have, and I got sponsored even at some point, and I semi-pro, you could say, that I was sponsored. And it didn't pay me money. It was just getting free skates and shirts and stuff. So I thought that there's no way you can make money being a skater. And this is why you need to get a real job in the default world and you need to figure things out and stuff like that. And then when I quit, like when we had this pause because of COVID, with my accelerator, I was going to Venice skate park and I was thinking, this is the only place where people could get entertainment in LA these days. Everything is closed. Movie theaters, bars, restaurants, everything is shut down. So people would just go to Venice Beach and hang out on the beach and they would watch skaters. So you have thousands of people watching skaters and nobody's making money. Even though Venice Beach is the second most popular touristic destination in LA after Disneyland. Where Disneyland is monetizing every square foot of it. Here, no. So I wrote an email to the city in Venice and offered them to put a QR code with a sign with the QR code so people could tip skaters. And it worked. And the skaters started making money skating. And I was like, wow, it's happening, it's working. So I just got all into that and I quit my accelerator hospitality tech business and I went all into this until Facebook did the same thing. It was funny. I don't think I ever talked about it in public, but yeah, we had Facebook copying the website and we had 100% they copied the UI. They took our biggest influencers and I was like, okay, fuck it, let Facebook do the Facebook thing. That's what they do. I will do something that they will not be able to do. And this is Stressbox. It's a social media, social map for skaters, for fans of extreme sports. And the idea of it is that now our MVP is when you can only upload skate spots, and we have more than 60,000 skate spots that are uploaded by skaters all over the world. I'm sure you even have one in North Korea.
Yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't believe it. That's amazing. Well, good for them. Good for you. You show that they're trying to live in that freedom that usually being free spirit. Yeah, dude, I grew up skating. Back in elementary and middle school, my parents used to take me to like a bunch of skate parks. I admire like Tony Hawk, Stacy Compton, Lord to Dogtown, Top Everything Boys, and all those guys. So, and I would just remember, it's just, if I can create a trick, I wonder if I could get paid for it, or at least get sponsored. And I understand that you're, like, on your app, people can get paid for inventing a trick. Is that correct?
Well, yes. So the main problem that I want to solve is that for me, skating is a form of art that was forced to become a sport. So just a couple examples. Skateboarding made it into Olympics. And I know a bunch of skaters who did not go to the Olympics just because they were not allowed to smoke weed for 3 days.
Every skater smokes weed.
Every skater, and it's just like it's never been when I grew up. It's never been a skater's dream to go to the Olympics and to represent your country on any sort of competition. We were doing it for ourselves.
Right, it's like a proper.
Yeah, you represent yourself. You don't represent flags. You don't represent, any of that. And this is why, when skaters are having lunch at the Olympics, they're not sitting with their countries. They're sitting with skaters.
They're friends.
Yes,
right?
they're friends because they all hang out. They all know each other. And they don't care how other, teams perform. They care about, how their buddies are, skating, and they cheer for them and they support them. So it's a family. It's like skating is another country above all the countries. We represent skating. And in order for skaters to make money, you have to do those contests. You have to advertise. You have to be like a NASCAR, driver with all the logos on you, promoting anything that you get paid for to promote. So that every skate trick, especially if it's made on the streets, it's a form of street art. And it's a form of street art that is always captured on camera. So whenever you do a hard trick, you always capture it. I know it for a fact because we've been doing this even in the VHS time with big cameras, and we were always filming the hard stuff. And it is this form of street art, unlike graffiti and murals, that only lasts a heartbeat. If you were present there at the moment and you saw how this guy landed this trick, you just saw it, but it's there at the moment of time. But it is always on tape. So there's footage of all those tricks, of all those art-made physical forms of art that now we are going to be saving on the blockchain and allowing you not only to save your trick in the history of skates, but forever. So when Instagram is gone, Facebook is gone, my app is gone, the track record of you landing this trick will remain forever on the blockchain. And you'll meet a video NFT of that trick. You have the ownership of that trick, which you can keep for yourself. You can sell it to advertisers or to your fans. And now we are collaborating with Ink, where you can actually have your trick signed by your favorite skater. And you can have Tony Hawk or Eric Austin, sign your trick. And this is a trick as a form of passive funds, right? This is something that has huge sentimental value to you and to your fans.
Okay.
So
Now, we're currently in a crypto winter, but apparently you don't think it's not a crypto winter. It's never. Why do you say that?
Well, it's yeah, you can call that a crypto winner, but it's a crypto winner for losers. I think. Because it's a correction. We every time I've been in crypto space for a while now. I've seen in this building. I've seen in 2017. I remember Bitcoin Miami, the ICO boom where everybody were driving Lambos and coming up with ridiculous token ideas. And we're raising crazy money to buy those Lambos. So I've seen that. I didn't do ICO back then for a check-in bar app, which again, so many people are telling me like, you should do that token, which will allow your users to purchase drinks in the bars, and it makes so much sense for your business. But I was like, that doesn't look good. It sounds like a ton of responsibility in front of all the backers, and like that could really affect my image as an entrepreneur and like an honest person. And I didn't do it. I'm happy I did. A lot of people did. Some of them are in prison still.
FTX.
I mean, way before that, way before it. Yeah, this kid. But so. The same thing exactly happened, in my humble opinion, the same thing exactly happened with all of those EFP avatars. And they didn't make much sense. And I think that communities that are built on speculation can never be strong communities. It's pretty obvious that, you can get a gazillion people around your like EFP avatar if all of them are making money, but the moment they start losing money, they don't like it anymore. Not like skating, which is a lifestyle that is with you forever, and you are loyal to it, and you're loving it. So this is why I think that all the bullshit went down, and that all the real things like us and like Ink is here because there's a practical usage. If you were a factory producing some, like car parts in America, you probably never heard of crypto winter. Like people in crypto, they like to say that this is a recession. It's not a recession. This is a correction.
I agree. I completely agree with that. And going back to skateboard, I brought my skateboard. I brought my longboard. But now that we're in the correction, what do you think the future is for NFTs and Web3?
Oh, I think the future is very bright. I think that it's just NFT is an amazing technology. It's the way of view. It's not just ownership of digital asset that we all like, that's on the top, but it's actually so key. It's a great marketing tool. It's a great way to provide access to people online, digitally, right? And to have ownership of digital assets that actually matter, And I think if you start with this, it's a completely different game. I say, like, in our case, for me, my tricks landed on skate spots matter. And other tricks that my homies made on those skate spots also matter. No matter what's the price of the NFT or crypto these days, I don't care. As long as this provides me value, this is good. So, yeah, values create value.
Amazing. So, would you say it's growing fast, or is it growing organically?
What is?
Like NFTs.
Oh, I mean, when there was speculation involved, it was growing too fast. Now it's just like when this whole dust is on the ground, I think real companies are using it, and you can see YouTube, Facebook, and those guys, they're creating NFTs. So it's happening. It's just that you cannot become rich and famous overnight.
And everybody wants to become rich. It's not something that's.
It's a Miami thing, I would say. I've noticed that every time I come to Miami, it's like there's this vibe of people trying to get rich and famous overnight, like make money right away. think one of the reasons why is because Miami is full of rich and people who are made money abroad, like politicians in Russia or something like that, who just spend like government money on Bentleys and Ferraris here, and then local people, when they look at them and they're like, "Oh my God, I want this lifestyle, I want this girl next to me, I want all that," and they see that those guys are not doing anything because those are basically like corrupt money. They want to do the same, and this is why things like ICOs and NFTs will always be very popular here.
Okay. Now, who is driving the innovation? Is it social media? Is it the pioneers, the power drivers? Who has the loudest voice in Web3 community?
Well, for me, it's unclear what is the Web3 community. Honestly, this website says Web3 is going great, where they talk about all the failed Web3 companies. I think Web3 is I don't think Web3 is really a community. It's a tool for communities, right? So if you use that, you can use tool in different ways, right? Like in our case, I believe if you use a tool for already existing community, like skaters or whoever, this is a great tool. If you're talking about Web3 community as people who are in charge of Web3 communities and they are a community, those are innovators in many cases, probably most cases. Those are again people who are trying to make fast cash. They want to use the next. I'm sure a lot of Web3 community people are now AI people, and it's always going to, and before they were ICO people and whatever. So I'm not a fan of those people who just jump from one hype to another. But yeah, the innovation is there. Innovation is inevitable. We are going to have innovation, and we always are not going to bring it at first. We always are going to be skeptical about any kind of innovation. Back in the day, teddy bear was an innovation, and there was this whole world against teddy bears, and they were thinking that girls would not be able to be mothers because they're now making teddy bears instead of dolls. Or people were against phones and radios. Every innovation is not accepted by general community overall, but they are the pioneers who are just going along with it.
It's amazing to see how many people are scared to step out of the box and want to stay in there.
It's how human operates. There's a great book about it. It just came out. I forget the name of it. It's about there's the podcast, one of the latest podcasts of the A60Z podcast, and they're interviewing the author of that book where he explains how humanity was always against innovations, even if they're good for that. Now, one of my favorite examples was the guy who invented an umbrella. He was walking around the street with an umbrella during the rain, and everybody was laughing.
He's actually the smart one.
Yeah. So, and the reason why people are skeptical about Web3 world is because there is a lot of people who use it in the wrong way, not in a very ethical way. So, but that's normal. That's what happens with every innovation.
So how do we get mass adoption?
As long as you really need it, you will use it. If you look at the statistics of all the crypto apps a year ago, during the bear market, during the bull run, sorry, they were getting a lot of downloads. Coinbase was every housewife's phone. Everybody is discussing crypto during dinner, and they figure it out, right? Now it went down. I think 65% the download rate of all the crypto apps went down now, and everybody's talking about AI, about GPT chat, and adoption finds it's like it happens when you provide value. As soon as you provide value, like in chat, you get the adoption. If Web3 will be providing value to moms at dinner table, they will be using it.
Dude, I heard GPT app is like a demon's cage for APIs. Did you hear about Elon Musk talk about AI, the power it could have in this society?
Back in the day, it made like one of those like Joe Rogan episodes.
Yeah. Wow, you can put it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as I think it's the same as Umbrella. It's another teddy bear that everybody is scared of. I don't think that AI is gonna make us all lose our jobs. Just like immigrants, like myself. Some people think that immigrants are they come their jobs. No, actually, immigrants are not taking their jobs; they're taking more jobs because we are consumers as well.
And plus, they're just assholes. And honestly, they're lazy as hell too.
Yeah.
So it's like, might as well hire someone that wants to work and do good in life, make a dream. Like, this is why we live in America, is to make our dreams come true. This is why people come. And it's just like, I cannot stand the haters out there telling there's against it.
So
My bottom.
So I think that AI is gonna we're gonna have the same backfire from similar people who are gonna say that they took our jobs. An interesting fact that it's creators who are losing their jobs now. So we're all thinking that simple jobs will be taken by AI, but no, it's actually the creative side, right? You look at things you can do with DALI or Midjourney in terms of art, and then you look at all those NFTs that over here, and this looks like a child painting on a fridge, comparing to what AI can do. So I think this is very interesting work. I would say intelligence is becoming a commodity, if you put it that way, where you don't have to be very smart to make smart decisions. This is what AI is already does. So it's similar like when the calculator was invented, you don't have to be really good at math to do math. Same thing now happens with like overall intelligence. OpenAI GPT chat just passed an MBA exam Wharton, I think. So you can pass any test, any exam. It is interesting, and it's definitely going to create a lot of new jobs. It's definitely going to make the world seem faster. Innovations come faster. Maybe we'll destroy our planet faster. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But it's a really, really fun time to be in, and I think that things like UBI, universal basic income, are also inevitable. We will have to give money to all the people who cannot afford it. Otherwise, we'll face hunger and difficulties. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you think there's a lack of education in this industry?
Which one? Web3?
Web3, NFT, anything?
I don't know. I think it's very early. For me, crypto is kind of reminds me of the early programmers in the 70s. Where they were enthusiastic about coding and programming, and they were living in their own bubble without having any idea what's going to happen next. Because I feel like the whole blockchain space is kind of still like that. I go to those conferences like this one, and I meet all the same people. We're all friends. We're all going to go talk blockchain and crypto after the conference, during the conference. But it's not mainstream. It kind of gets into mainstream, but then it comes down because it's all based on speculation, not on the real value. Not all, but for mainstream. So lack of education. what's your point? You think that there's a problem with Web3 needs to be solved? Is that what you're thinking?
But I love it when people ask me questions.
Yeah.
That gives me an opportunity. I think, honestly, I think we need to put it in the school curriculum already. I know there's colleges that are getting involved in grants with blockchain technology. That's a necessity, I think. I believe it. Because it's the future. This is, like you said earlier, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Like, if you look at the internet back in the 90s, no one really understood it. But look what ended up happening to the mail industry. Email kicked their ass. And a lot of people ended up going postal. Is what the term was, like, who were getting fired from their jobs. And then you have, what is it, Jeff Bezos making a bookstore out of his garage and something. Just like you walk into Amazon and there's something new. So it's something that we need to take into consideration. This is going to change society, change everybody's lives. It's about how you make other people's lives better and more convenient.
Yeah. My take on this is like I'm being just like the guys I was talking about. You were first you were ICO, then you were an NFT, and then went NFT Web3. Now you're an AI. I'm thinking that whenever it's inevitable, it is going to happen no matter what. And GPT Chat is the best example in the world. They got their first million users faster than any other company in the world. In 5 days, I think it was. And, it's just there, and the world is going to be this year, 2023, is going to be so much different from I think we've seen before in the past. This, and we really don't know where it's gonna go. And if we're gonna talk next year with you, like 2024, how is Web3 doing? Maybe there will be no Web3 in 2024. Maybe it's gonna be called a different way. Like now, like. They try not to call it NFTs, they call it the digital collectibles, right?
Oh, that's what that's about.
Yeah.
Collectibles, okay.
Yeah, it's a digital collectible because like NFT got like bad image because a lot of people lost a lot of money in those monkeys. And they are, when I say monkeys, I don't mean exact monkeys, I mean just in general. Monkeys, NFTs, avatars, and that's we don't know really. When you say Web3, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that this is a website on blockchain where you can log in with your wallet and you can keep track of your data being tracked, or how do you explain Web3?
So what I interpret Web3 as is a new type of technology. Like blockchain, NFTs, the metaverse, DeFi network.
Okay, so it is a new technology. It's not blockchain is not as new, and metaverse is also inevitable, but not like Mark Zuckerberg thinks it is. I think that metaverse is going to be run by guys like Bill Gates, with Xbox, Sony, and gaming. Gaming is the metaverse that we've been playing GTA for since I was a kid, and this was a metaverse like that. And as blockchain is a great technology that is very much utilized by various businesses, people, and organizations, and cryptocurrency is also here to stay. I don't think it's gonna be it's gonna die at some point. I don't think this is happening for sure. What else? DeFi also, automating those processes is amazing. Smart contracts. So yeah, it's all there. It's all tech stuff that a lot of it should be under the hood. I think you don't know how what's inside your iPhone. what is it really made of. You just want to use it, click buttons. I think the same thing with Web3 in this case. It's something that that has to be there under the hood to make the world better.
Dude, my landlord thinks blockchain technology and NFTs is a big waste of money and time. And to get a kick out of this, he's a software engineer, so you would think that he would be into something like that. Like what you're saying, it's stuck in the past, it's like the old.
No, it's funny because my dad is actually the biggest fan of Web3 and blockchain. I'm a lot more skeptical than my dad is. My dad is coding smart contracts on Ethereum. He has his DAO, he has his token. He's a coin collector, so he's like doing things for coin collectors, and he loves it. And he was always pushing me into the blockchain world, into the Web3 world since a long time ago. And for me, it's funny that for me this topic was always like, "Oh, Dad, shut up! Your crypto thing, the blockchain again, seriously." And like, yeah, this was since a long time ago.
The old man was ahead of you, dude.
So I'm one of those unique cases. And even when I was going to this conference, my dad, I can show you. He says Lev, please don't be talking shit about Web3 again. And it's and he sent me this list of the most successful Web3 companies that I should. Papa, my dad, 10 most popular Web3, that's him sending me. And she's no, Web3 it's the real deal, Lev, check it out. And there's this, DTube, LivePeer, Sola, Brave Browser, all Decentraland bullshit. And
Damn it, Dad, hooray.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I think it's, there are enthusiasts out there. There are good people out there that have romanticized the current usage of blockchain technology. But there's definitely a lot of people who just want to get rich overnight, and this is a bad image for the community for that technology. And that's what we see with FTX, for example. Right? And so we'll see. I'm very curious to talk to you in a year from now and see where you at. August.
Likewise. Oh, your dad didn't come, by the way.
I don't know. I should have brought him probably this next year.
Next year.
He really likes it in LA though.
Oh, man. So, what are the risks of NFTs and how do you mitigate them?
Okay, again, which NFTs are we talking about? I mean, specify, is it an NFT, a profile picture? Is it a video NFT? Is it
Go with profile picture.
Okay.
Visual art.
Digital art. Okay. Oh, so many risks. Oh well, the first one, if it's a PFP avatar, it means that you are representing the project. You're becoming a face of the project. So now all of a sudden, instead of your profile picture on Instagram, you have a profile picture of this cool looking pig with tattoos on its face or something, and you could be representing the company that could be a total scam, and then your image is in danger. That's one thing very obvious. Second thing that is more obvious that what's the value you're getting out of it? Why do you need to be representing this big NFT, and why do you need to spend a couple of years on it? Is there other reasons than hoping that it's going to be more expensive in the future?
Right.
Other what motivates you to do that? If that's pure speculation, there are smarter ways of making money, get a real job, kind of thing. And then, if you talk about art, for me, okay, Like if you go on my Instagram, I don't have any pictures of myself on Instagram. I only have some pictures I made in one day in Mid Journey. Mid Journey is like Dali, and I even just for the fun of it, I called myself a digital creator.
Okay.
So and I make those cool things on Mid Journey, and I'm like the and when I meet like NFT artists, especially here in Miami, there's a lot of them, like former club promoters who are now like NFT artists, and they're like, I'm a digital creator. Look at what I do. And they show me that, like, oh my god, this is horrible, dude. This is ugly. I don't say that. This is what comes in my mind, and then I say like, hey, I'm a digital creator myself, and I show them things I do with AI, and they're like, oh my god, you did that? I'm like, yeah, like over a weekend. Yeah, and so the risk is that, human art is not going to be as good. It's already not as good as computer art. So again, what do you invest in? What are you getting? You think that this guy will be the next Andy Warhol and this NFT is going to cost a lot of money? Maybe. I don't know. It happens. But, when during Andy Warhol times, how many artists were out there and how many of them do we know today? So maybe guys like People or, some of those like, legit artists are going to, remain forever. Their work of art is going to be there, like Leonardo da Vinci. That's a possibility. But if it's just a kid on a conference with his NFT project, like Pixel something, it's a big risk. You need to do the homework. I still think like CryptoPunks are cool, for example. Yeah, I think this is like one of those like digital collectibles that is gonna stay.
I like goblins. You heard of them? Check them out.
Yeah. So I think CryptoPunks are cool because they kind of own it. They're like, yeah, there is no utility. Yeah, it looks like pixel shit. Yeah, so what? Like they kind of own it. They don't pretend to say that this is gonna open many doors for you, or this is a unique art to make digital art. And like, no, there's that once.
Dude, I'm glad you brought up Andy Warhol because he's one of my favorite artists. And I think he really revolutionized pop culture with his paintings.
Yeah.
Jean Michael Pascal. So those guys were just like amazing. We're seeing something similar to that on just taking it to the internet.
Yeah.
So what's next for Shred Spots?
Oh, that's a good question. So we currently have not like other questions were bad. That's something that is that is something that really excites me. So yeah, we currently have I think 60,000 something space spots globally, all user generated, and in the next I don't want to like a couple of months. Let's put it that way, like less than 3 months. We're gonna allow users to add videos of their tricks on those skate spots.
Oh, nice.
And you would be able to see those tricks in AR, and you will build a hidden layer of street art for civilians and for skaters all over, where you could see that art forms out there on the streets in AR, on the blockchain. And then the NFTs will be minted out of that. And yeah, I think I'm really excited about that. I'm really on a mission to allow people to make money doing what they really love, especially if we are facing this UBI situation. But if you're a great skater, I want you to be a great skater. I don't want you to work in a coffee shop. I don't want you to work in a gas station. I want you to do what you're really good at, because it not only makes you happy, it makes us happy to see that you achieve things in it. And we as a society might as well support you financially to keep on doing what you love. And I think that this is what government will have to do as well. The government at some point will have to support people just being happy because we'll have less violence out there. Imagine if we wouldn't have skateboarding, how much more people will die on the streets. Seriously. Because like it is skating when you are a teenager, when you are very aggressive. And we would rather have you put it into art, physical art, or than into getting in trouble.
Yeah, and skating is definitely a young person's game.
Yeah.
So, where can people find you? Like, what are these social medias that they can reach you on?
It's Stress Spots app. We are on TikTok and Instagram, and that's it. I'm Lev Love on Instagram. You don't need to follow me because I don't post anything except for AI generated stuff sometimes. Yeah, I'm not a social media guy personally. Even though I run a social media company, I am very active on Stress Spots. I post skate spots almost every day. And wherever I go, I see I post. But I don't do traditional social media like Twitter.
Okay. So as we come close to closing time, is there anything that you thought we didn't cover about Strike Spots that you want to go over? Or, anything that came to your mind that you feel like the community should know?
Yeah, definitely. Go for it. I think that that the great hack about what we do at Straight Spots is that we managed to get some of the best talent in the world quit their jobs and start working with us on building that dream where skaters are free to skate. And this is how we acquire talent. And if you're listening to this, if you're watching this right now, and you feel that you can bring value to the community of skaters, if you're a good developer on Flutter, for example, or if you're a product designer, or you've created products before and you feel that this is your passion and you want to work with us, we are more than happy to talk about it, to have you part of the team if you can really bring value.
There you go. All right, folks, you heard it. Make sure your skater listeners hit up Strike Spots, download the app. The links will be in the description down below. And yeah, man, it was a pleasure meeting you at Quantum Miami, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the future.
Likewise, Benji. Thank you. The skater.
I've been out of the game a while.